Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Brick Post podcast with me, Greg.
And me, Dave. On tonight's show, we've got a special guest joining us, a friend of mine as well. It's Adam Green from GreenFinger Bricks on Bricklink.
So I'm Adam, and I run GreenFinger Bricks, which is a Bricklink store. So you can go on there, GreenFinger Bricks. And I also have an Instagram page, which again is GreenFinger Bricks.
So Bricklink was founded in 2000 by Dan Jezik. It's got over 1 million members, 10,000 stores from 70 countries. It's got its own digital building program, and end of last year, it was acquired by the Lego Group.
Yeah. It's pretty impressive, really.
Yeah.
10,000 stores.
Yeah.
So, Adam, do you kind of feel like a minnow in a big sea?
Yes, definitely. Well, yes, definitely. I've got quite a small store compared to a lot of others, but you can kind of control it and build your store as quickly as you want to, or as slow as you want to, really. It depends. You go in on it, you know?
It's crazy because last week I thought, I'll have a browse on your store, and you've got so much more on there now compared to what you did, say, a year ago. Because you are my first port of call. I've only ever bought from one other Bricklink store, and that was because that was the whole tram.
Okay.
You've got so much more on there. Is it difficult to run, to set up?
No, you want, when you do set it up, I sort of found myself thinking I had enough storage, and you really need to sort of grow into the storage rather than grow out of it. So if you think you buy a set and it's got 100 pieces in it, that could be 60 different pieces in that set. So ultimately, you want 60 different storage containers or bags or however you want to do it. And it's quite annoying, really, because you look at go on YouTube and you watch the American Bricklink sellers, and they've got their basement, which is bigger than my house footage, and I've got this small little 6-foot room that I put all in. So it is, but you grow it as you want to. I mean, a lot of people say you shouldn't part out a set unless you have 4 or 5 copies of that set, which is all well and good, but you know how much Lego costs.
Absolutely.
I'd like to have the variation rather than, at the moment, I like to have the variation and stuff like that. But if you want to put the time in and the money in, you can grow it really quickly. And obviously, the more stuff you have, the more people come to your store.
You've just answered my next question, sort of thing. It's the thing is, I look down and I've been looking at sand green, and I think, I'll have that, and that's just on yours, not for any particular reason. If I'm building in sand green, I want something a bit different to add to it, and I think. And I know you're not the biggest store because I have seen a lot bigger stores. But I think you've got a bloody good range.
Thank you.
Do you often use Bricklink, Greg?
I do, but I'm going to have to admit that I use Brick Owl more than Bricklink. The reason that it's more mobile friendly, isn't it? I do a lot of my shopping on my mobile. I do check prices on Bricklink compared to Brick Owl, and they are usually better on Bricklink.
Are they? Bricklink is better than Brick Owl?
Yeah, just a bit cheaper. But yeah, I always go for Brick Owl for the usability. Even though it's a few pence cheaper, dearer on Brick Owl, I just go for the usability. I did check out your store, and I always go to the minifigures for your stuff and anyone's stuff. Yeah, that's what I'm into. So I always check minifigures.
They're quite a good reason. They're quite a good selling, because you could have a set, and then if you sell the minifigures, you've got your money back.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, or pretty much close to it. That's it. Yeah.
Right. Exactly that.
Yeah, it's I mean, the prices of minifigures are crazy. Depending on the set you've got. Obviously, the average city policeman is 2 a penny, but you get a decent pricey set, and the minifigures will, like you say, make the money back. It's
I think I bought the Avengers helicopter set.
Yeah, the Hulk and the red gauntlet. Was it?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's it. Yeah, the so I had set 76144, the Hulk helicopter drop, and the price I got it for, all the minifigures would have clicked over. You know, if I'd sold all the minifigures, it would have.
Yeah.
I mean, the Hulk was 15 quid on his own.
Yeah.
So you can make good money back from doing that. But it's got to sell. This is the thing. You can look at, buy a set for £10. It parts out for 50 quid, for example. All those pieces have to sell to get that £50 back.
Yeah.
So it takes time.
It's what kind of puts me off of selling bits. It's exactly what you say. You could end up spending, just for argument's sake, spending £100 to set up your shop, and 6 months down the line, you've only got 30 quid, 40 quid back. Yeah. And you think, well, then do I invest it? Do I not? Or what? You know what I mean?
I just put it all back in there. But on the flip side of it, you've got, if you bought a set and sat on it for X amount of years, you might only double your money, but you're waiting years for that to double your money.
True.
So it is. But you're 100% right. I mean, I've got bits in there that I've probably bagged up from 3 years ago that have just stayed in their box, and no one's purchased them.
Yeah.
So it is, and you're going to take a hit on it if you want to sell your store completely. If I decide to give it up, I'm not going to get the money back what I'm asking for now, because people aren't going to do that in bulk, are they? They're not going to pay that money.
Absolutely. You're going to end up sort of saying, all right, well, I've paid £100 for this lot. I'm going to have to just cut my losses and flog it for 100 quid.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Kind of thing, yeah. So, storage-wise, how does that work for you?
Well, ideally, I'd like to get those little tool things that are stuck on the wall, the little tool drawers, and then you can put everything in there. But I just haven't got the room for it. So I've got a couple of the sets with like maybe 16 dividers in it. And you've got the lid on it, and you can put little bits in there. And then most of the time, it's in little plastic bags, put into boxes. And I've got my own sort of setup on how I store them and where they are. So nothing really, not A to Z, nothing done by colour, but I know where things are. It works at the moment. It works.
Yeah, I think
it grew out quickly.
I don't doubt that. Is it the case of having to buy another cupboard now? Is it?
Yeah. I've got no. Yeah, I'm stacking up against the wall now. It's quite. It looks messy.
But yeah, it's. I think Bricklink itself was a fantastic idea, whether it's Bricklink, Brickowl, or whatever, because I've sat there and it's been like, oh, I need this part, I need that part, and you think, I mean, I've got boxes of Lego, but there's just 2 or 3 bits that you need, and I think to be able to do that and go on and purchase it from somewhere, I think has been a fantastic idea.
It is a great website, isn't it? It's a good, as you say, it's a great idea.
Yeah, absolutely. So how has the transition from Lego been for you? Has it changed from Bricklink 2 years ago to what it is now?
There's no obvious change at the moment. They implemented, I think they were charging people in America tax on it, and starting to do that in Europe and the UK. But for me at the moment, it means if I was paying £7 tax, I'll be paying £10 tax a month, or £7 fees a month. Now it'll be £10 fees, and it's all done what you sell. So it's almost like eBay and stuff like that. So at the moment, it's not a dramatic effect. It's not that bad. But I think if they implement more and they put the fees up, I think you'll start seeing the prices go up as well, personally. And then I think a lot of people will go to Brickowl.
Yeah.
I know some people do sell on Brickowl and Bricklink, and their stores are linked together and stuff, which is a route I was thinking about going down, actually. But there's a part of me just thinks, is that too much maintenance to look after 2 stores? And if you ordered something off there, I'd have to, I think you can get a program where it does it all for you. So if you were to buy X amount off of me, it would then take it within minutes off of the Brickowl store. But there's room there for error, isn't there? I think.
Yeah. So it's not like an official program then. It's just someone's made it.
Yes. Yeah. Someone's made it.
Yeah. So,
I mean, I use one called Brickstock, which is like a database, and you can get that for free. And you basically go in there, put the set number in, put the minifigure in, it tell you what the prices is, tell you all the parts that are in the set. So you can go ahead and do that, put all your, how many, your numbers in and stuff like that, what you've got on one part, and then upload that to Bricklink, and it does it all sort of for you. And it will do it for Brick Arrow as well, but selling on both stores at the same time, I'm a bit wary of at the moment.
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense, doesn't it? Makes sense to sell on both, and you get both.
Does,
You advertise on both.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people, I don't know whether they have the Bricklink stores as well, but they just sell 2 or 3 bricks on eBay, and that to me is a very, very much more expensive way of buying it, really, unless it's some rare part that nobody's got, For me, if I was to start up, I think it would probably be Bricklink rather than bits and pieces on eBay. I've looked at Brick Owl, but you're down the road from me. Do you know what I mean? I'll be quite honest with you. It's so handy just to go, yeah, I'll have that, I'll have that, I'll have that, I'll have that. Put it all in the basket.
It's been quite good recently with working from home and stuff like that. I've been able to actually post some stuff the same day the orders come in. So, for example, I mean, I know this over the weekend, but I mean, I posted 2 orders out on Saturday, and they've both been received today. So it's quite a quick turnaround. Posted. But you're right. It's easy if you could message me or text me and get it the same evening. Couldn't
you? Yeah, within reason.
Yeah.
So from buying a set or acquiring a set from somewhere, how quickly would that go onto your Bricklink store? The process and all that behind it.
Well, I've still got sets that I bought about 2 months ago that I haven't parted out yet. So I've got those to do. As in sort of some of them, I really want to keep because I like them.
Yes.
But so say if I got one today, it obviously depends on the amount of parts that's in there. But normally, to get it onto the store, it's just literally counting through the Lego. And with that Brickstock program, you put the set in, it divides it all up. So it says, well, you've got 8 of these, you've got 2 of these, you've got 4 of these, so you're just counting it through, and then you upload it and it's on the store. But then what you've got to do after that is then put it away in its separate places.
Yeah. I suppose that's the most time consuming, isn't it? Putting it away in storage and making sure it's all there.
But you just go on and put your podcast on or your film, and then you just zone out and do that.
Yeah.
I find it amusing that you sort of said, well, I've got sets that I've bought 2 months ago, but I might keep them. I think we're all like that. As you know, I buy and sell a few bits here and there, and it's like, I bought the mini set cheap the other week, or in fact, last year. And it's like, I like that. Now I want to keep it because I want to keep it, but now it's retiring. I'm thinking, do I open it? So it does amuse me. I've got stuff there that I like.
The set I've got that I like the look of is that Overwatch junk rat motorbike.
Yeah.
I know the one. Yeah.
Well, I got it. I mean, I only like the look of it. I don't think I'd keep it. I'd maybe want to build it, and then that would be it. I wouldn't really necessarily want to keep it. But I got it for so cheap. It was about 4 or 5 times the value, part out value.
Wow.
And so I got 2 of them. But I'm just sort of thinking, do I just wait a little bit longer and do it, or do I just,
Yeah.
I enjoy parting sets out. I actually really enjoy the whole process of opening up and this is one of the reasons I got into Bricklink. My wife was is still doing an open university course, so I wanted something in the evening to keep me entertained rather than play computer games. And I've always been into Lego, and I thought, right, at least I get my hands on new Lego, even if I'm not building it. I'm opening up, I'm buying Lego, I'm opening the bags, I'm looking at the Lego pieces, I'm looking at the instructions, and it's just a nice way to be still involved in Lego rather than buying to keep.
I mean, to be fair, you could just build it, take it apart, and have that pleasure of building it. You know what I mean? And then yeah,
exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you could definitely do that, and I have been very tempted to do that, but then straight away, there's always something to say. Well, then that's not new now, is it?
Totally get that.
Second hand.
Yeah.
So although I really want to do it on some sets, I've been very good not to do that.
That poses a question, doesn't it? How many people do that?
Yeah.
and then put it down as new bricks.
Mhm.
I mean, are you tempted to buy something silly like Diagon Alley? Because that, I think I'd have to build and then part out, because it's quite an iconic set. That, yeah.
Yeah. I know, and the part out value for that would be, do you know the set number for that?
Not off the top of my head.
Because I know, like, for example, the Millennium Falcon, the UCS Millennium Falcon, it's at 650 quid, isn't it, or something?
Yep.
And the part out value was about £1,200.
Really?
Yeah. So, but again, you still got it. You know, people have to buy it. That's 350 quid, for example, to buy that, and it will part out at £911. So if I was to put that in my store today, I'd be putting £911 worth of stock on there. So 5,500 items. So, you know, but then again, that's got to sell, hasn't it?
Absolutely. I mean, okay, now the rarer, when I say the rarer parts, maybe the printed tiles, the special bits that have been molded, made for that set, yeah, I'm sure that's a higher value, and I'm sure they're the bits to go first.
Yeah, and the minifigures would go first.
Yeah, absolutely. The minifigures. But then you have your standard 2x2 red brick. Do you know what I mean? So it's as it's ups and downs, I guess.
Yeah, and you're just adding stock. Then you're just, you know, when it comes to those sort of standard bricks that every set's got, just an additional stock. But what also happens is when you add that stock to your store, it sends out emails to people who have got wanted lists. So say if you had only 6 2x2 red bricks and you're adding another 4 to it to make 10, someone would then get an email to say, right, this seller's got the full 10 in your wanted list. So it sort of advertises your store and gets people to look at it and stuff.
That's pretty impressive.
It was quite good. And you actually see it as well. You get an email and it says sent out to 700 people. So you know that, you know.
Yeah. Very handy.
People will look at it.
Wow. So do you think that helps people come to your store? I notice on, because you've got an Instagram account, which is at GreenFinger Bricks. You had quite a big order. Was it last weekend? Lots of grey bits.
Oh, yeah. That was on Friday, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. So do you think something like that will, you know, the whole thing bring people in and think, oh, yeah, I'll get this well some there, I'll get that well some there?
Yeah, I hope so. The sort of Instagram advertising, yeah, you hope that people will sort of come to your store through that. And I must admit, I tend to forget I've got Instagram as well most of the time. So, you know, that's why it's quite sporadic of me when I use it. But certainly when I upload stuff and you get the email saying X amount of people have been sent an email that you've uploaded these items, and that is quite good. I mean, but it's the same order off. When I order off Bricklink, if I got a few bits, I always go through the minifigures, see what they've got. Even if it's to resell it, I always go through it, just have a look.
Yeah.
Just in case there's a bit of a bargain there.
Yeah, or even one I want to keep and stuff. It's quite nice to have a look through them, isn't it?
I always seem to add things that I don't want in the first place to my order. So I go on there to buy some masonry bricks, but they've got some, like Dave said at the start, some sand green or sand blue, which is one of my favourite colours in the Lego. So I always add them, even though I've not got a purpose for them right now.
Just to have them.
Yeah, basically, yeah. And then the minifigures, yeah.
I went through a weird phase of not putting any trans clear bits on my store.
No?
Not just, you know, the standard trans clear bits. Yeah. Not like the red, you know, trans, but the standard trans clear. Anything I had in the set, for some reason I just put in a tub. Never put it on my store.
Yeah.
And I don't know why I done that, but I went through and then when I parted it out, we went through, it was about £30 worth of stuff. So I just thought I'm going to...
put it on quick.
Yeah, there was no reason to do it. I never used any of it.
No, it's that kind of thing in the back of your head where you think, I should keep that because I might need it somewhere.
Yeah.
And then you don't.
I think I had it for the Back to the Future set and kept it to like raise it or something like that. So then I thought, I'll keep all those just in case because I might need them, but never use them.
No. Goes away.
Yeah. It's like when I go down to the Lego store on the pad wall, you just end up buying an extra tub or something silly like that of, oh, that looks interesting. I'll have a few of them. I'll have that. I'll have this. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
Yeah, they changed those pick a brick walls. Is that right? They change them how like maybe once a month or something like that, or
Yeah, it depends what sells and what doesn't sell. Have you ever used them? The
never
pick a brick
used them.
wall?
Never, no. I know, obviously, know of them, but I've never ever.
Yeah, I know. For argument's sake, a lot of Bricklink sellers do buy from the pad wall, literally take it home and then put it on their shop. But it's nice to know that you don't do that.
No, I haven't done it. I might do it.
Yeah, I find that quite refreshing because, I mean, both me and Greg, we know people that go down there, they'll buy 20, 30 tubs, and then 2-3 days later, it all appears on various Lego groups, and you think, I know exactly where you got that from.
Why didn't I think of that? Is that what you're thinking?
No.
I know, no, same. Yeah, it's not
No,
nice,
it's,
but,
when I bought my red masonry bricks, you know, then all of a sudden they appear on another group, and you think, I've got 480 of them in a set or in a tub.
You know, can order any part off of Lego though, can't you? Did you know that?
Yeah, that's much more expensive.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, much more expensive. Yeah.
No, it's not licensed with the minifigures. It's not the license themes, is it? But you know, so you could get the Monkey King or Monkey Kid one, but you couldn't get a Star Wars one. You can get those minifigures and parts. But I didn't know it was more expensive. I've never looked on there again either.
Yeah, some parts are more expensive. Some parts are cheaper than Bricklink. What was it? Recently, I've been buying up some Lego Spider-Man sets, 4855, and they do a grey train window, and it's the only set that those windows are in. Because I thought, I can't afford to buy the set, so I'll have a look at the windows, you know, to get the bits that I need, and it's absolutely blooming extortionate just for the windows. Crazy. And it worked out cheaper for me to buy the set. I've managed to get 3 full sets for about 65 quid. And
65 quid each.
Yeah. I picked up one set for £7 something or other. But to resell those windows, you Bricklink boys, you'd have a field day. I don't believe I checked out the eBay prices for the minifigures, and I don't believe that some of them are worth 18 quid. You know what I mean? So it
2004 set, isn't it? So they're quite old minifigures.
Yeah, Spider-Man 2.
I know eBay is overpriced anyway, isn't it? It's quite a high valuation on eBay.
Absolutely.
Especially for minifigures.
Yeah. I do get, like, for argument's sake, some, you know, a minifigure might be worth 3 quid and somebody will do 3.75 because of the fees and all that. I get that, and I don't mind that. But, I mean, with eBay, do you do it, Greg? Always go with the sold prices?
Yeah, I do look at the completed prices,
Yeah.
Quite a lot.
Yeah.
To see what things are loosely say worth.
Yeah, that's after checking Bricklink and the Brick Owl and then eBay. In that order, usually, yeah.
Always best to do that though, isn't it?
Yeah. Crazy. I forget to check Bricklink, I'll be honest with you. So what's next for you, Adam, as such? Grow the store more?
Yeah, keep it consistent, keep growing it. During lockdown and stuff like that, because we weren't going out or anything, I was ordering a lot of Lego and putting a lot on the store, which is probably why you saw it sort of grow a little bit. But what I have been doing actually the last week is going through all my used Lego I had as a kid and sorting through it and putting them all in separate bags. So all the 2x4s, all the tiles have gone into their own bags, and I've got all that separated now. So I've got a couple of old sets, retro sets to complete. I've got a castle from the 80s, and I've got a car wash from the early 90s, I think, to try and put back together. And then I will probably go through and just put everything, work through, put everything on the store and just get rid of everything. Or at least, list it.
Is this where, Greg, you pipe up and say, castle?
Castle?
Did I hear you say castle?
I've not actually got a castle, to be honest. I know I'm kind of into the knights and the castles, but I've not actually got a castle.
It was before, it was before the knight stuff as well. It was
the
fortress, the ghost. I think it was advertised as the ghost castle.
All right.
But it's actually, I think it's on Bricklink. It's called Fortress, I
Yeah.
believe, and it's got it's on a hill. It's got like one of those weird hill plates.
Yeah, I'm kind of pushed away by the prices of some of them, to be honest.
Yes, King's Mountain Fortress set 6081. You look, I haven't got the instructions for it, but I definitely did have the set. So it's, I'm looking, £80. I'm looking at for that personally.
Yeah, it's on that
Got a lot
3D
of money
base
on
plate as well, isn't it?
Yeah,
Quite nice,
yeah. The base plate is a nice base plate, to be honest, and that's worth quite a bit. But I haven't got all the minifigures, so I'm having to acquire them for as sort of cheap as possible.
Yeah.
And I bought one of the birds that is in the set recently. I think that cost me about £11. There's a black bird, a black bird.
Oh, I see it on that one actually. Yeah, on the King's Mountain Fortress, there's a bird.
Yeah. And that cost me. I couldn't believe how much that cost to just get that.
Yeah, is that
the
parrot piece?
Is that the
parrot piece, but just black?
Yes, exactly that. Yeah, exactly that. Yeah.
Quite rare, then, obviously.
Someone I've lost. Yeah, it's probably. I see. I'll have a look. It might only be available in that set. See, someone's selling this the base plate for £20 just for the base plate alone used.
Yeah. I had a period where I was just buying loads of castle bits, like the walls and the grey bricks, really. I've not done anything with it, but I kind of want to build a castle from my own imagination. You know what I mean, like a mock type thing, rather than buy a set. I saw a set at a car boot before lockdown, and the lady wanted £80 for it, which is probably like a bargain. But you don't really want to pay £80 at a car boot, do you?
No, I get that.
Yeah.
You'd rather spend it off someone who
Yeah, who you know, or
I get it.
trust.
I get that. There was a good range there, wasn't there? They did have the Knights and something. Was it the Knights Kingdom range or something like that?
Kingdom, yeah.
Kingdom, that was really good, wasn't it? Some of the cars there were really good. Really, really good.
It's a shame I wasn't into Lego when I was a kid, because then I would have loads of sets stashed away in the loft.
Yeah.
Really
that's like I pull little parts out and go, I think that's from this set, and I try and find it.
Yeah.
I had loads of small ones rather than bigger sets, to be honest.
Oh, yeah.
I must admit, I think I was the same. I had a lot of smaller sets rather than bigger sets. Yeah. And on your Bricklink store, you have one of the sets I had as a kid, and I keep looking at it. It's the little beach buggy.
That's right, yeah.
The little surfboard one.
Yeah.
And I just keep looking at it, and it's like, I know I want this lot, but that's sort of 13 quid's worth. And then I think, do I just round it up and buy that little set?
Should do.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah. It is. It's nostalgic. It's to you as well.
Yeah, I had a little yellow raft. Did you ever see the white water raft I had on there? And it was like, it was yellow and...
Yeah. Someone
bought that off me recently, and I really sort of, when he put the order in, I was like, oh no, because I remember playing with that as a kid. I really like that. So I like that set, but I've got no use for them really. It's all well and good, but they're just sat around gathering dust or just in a tub. So
I totally get that.
My daughter doesn't play with them anymore.
Yeah. I've just literally got a box, got along my daughter's shelf, and just put my arm out and put it all in a box, and I'll sort it out later.
Yeah.
And then she turned around and, Daddy, have you got any Avengers minifigures? So now she's got my Avengers minifigures.
I wouldn't have done that.
No, not at all.
Earlier this year, I found the Lego Friends Heart Lake Hotel set on like face bay for about £40. It parts out quite high value, and I said to my daughter, "Right, I bought this for you. You can make it, you can play with it. When you finish with it, Daddy's putting that on his store. He's going to part that out second hand, obviously. And it's just sat in a room. And I looked at it today and there's dust all over it. And just think, the hours time that I could spend on that and the money I could get, just what a waste.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's funny how, I mean, I myself and Greg, we both like creating mocks, and I do a lot more Lego nowadays for relaxation rather than, or mindfulness, whatever you want to call it,
Mm-hmm.
and for my pleasure.
Mm-hmm.
I still, go into the shop. Oh, they got a sale on. Oh, I can buy that because in a few months' time, do you know what I mean? I can make a bit of money on it.
Yeah.
I just find it crazy how the price of Lego can go up. Never fails to amuse me.
Mm.
Or, it's crazy.
I think there was an article, wasn't there, about 5 years ago, that it was going up quicker and faster than the price of gold, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think that's what spurred a lot of people on, wasn't it, as well, to get into it, I think.
Yeah. Yes, it did. Lego recently announced their first 6 months of this year profit, and they were up 14%. I think that's down to the coronavirus, really. I mean, how that's gone up because so many people have been at home and playing with little Tarquin or Jezebel and buying stuff. And I don't know whether they've realised that that particular set could be worth a few quid in a few years' time.
Well,
It blows my mind.
I know a few people that have bought big sets since lockdown, and it's always an investment, isn't it? Because you're never really going to lose money on it.
No.
Even if you lost £50 on a very expensive set, it's that £50 that you've spent to put it together.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you never really
had fun.
You're always going to break even. I think always going to break even.
Yeah.
Even if you sold it nearly immediately, you probably would do.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. What are you into set-wise right now? What would be keepers, big-time keepers for you?
What, new sets that are out?
New sets, old sets, what themes?
I always keep my eye on the Star Wars ones. Love the Star Wars themes, but they're always there's a lot of regurgitated remade. And I think there's obviously, it's fair enough to make all these sets, but, there's only been 2 or 3 sail barges, but you've had maybe 5 AT-ATs. There's a lot, a lot of stuff they could do that they don't do as often. But I like the brickheads. I think the brickheads are cool. I enjoy them. Yeah. But I tend to now, the last 2 years, I've not really bought a lot of Lego to build. I've bought instructions for people's mocks and built those. And then bought the parts, got the parts of that. So I've got like a little bat tumbler, like a mini figure scale one, a smaller one. And I've got the 1980s Batmobile, but not the big one. The one that came free with it.
Yeah.
That you got, I got the instructions for that and then just bought the parts to build that. So I tend to do those sort of ones rather than actual proper sets at the moment.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Like you can go on eBay. There's a guy on eBay, and I buy his brickhead I go on eBay and buy his brickhead instructions for like Star Wars ones or Inspector Gadget, Indiana Jones, and then I just put those together and build those.
That's pretty cool.
I really want though the big bat tumbler they done about 5 or 6 years ago.
Oh yeah,
that's my main one that I want to get, but I won't get it. But
you don't fancy the 1989 one they did, the massive one?
I love that. That's really good, isn't it?
Yeah,
it is really good. The only problem is black shows the dust a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah, and greasy fingerprints.
Yeah, that 1989 one is a really really good bat. It's a lovely build, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure, but I've seen it on YouTube, people building it. But yeah, it looks really like a beast.
Yeah, it looked really nice, doesn't it? Really good detail.
Yeah, they're bringing out a bat wing. Someone are they? I've heard.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah. Should be quite interesting.
There's a lot of stuff though, isn't there? There's a lot of people do mocks, and on Bricklink you can buy and find people's mocks. And there's a good Razor Crest mock on there, and there's another Batwing and stuff like that. I think there's a Batwing on there.
Yeah,
there's something worth doing that.
Yeah, I think that Razor. I always want to say Laser Quest.
Yeah.
That Razor Quest mock, I think, is better than Lego's.
Yeah, I agree. Or Lego's Mandalorian Transporter, as they call it.
That's the one, yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, but it is a few more thousand parts, isn't it? The mock compared to the Lego one, so they've crammed in more detail than they.
But that's a frustrating process in itself, because you can end up thinking you've bought all the parts for it, and then get into step 2 or 3, and you're missing 3 or 4 parts.
Yeah, true.
So that's quite frustrating.
Yeah, I get that.
Well, I do like the Monkey Kid stuff. Is it Monkey Kid or Monkey King?
Yeah, Monkey Kid, yeah.
Monkey Kid. I do like a lot of that. I like the big mech they got for him.
Yeah.
I think he's pretty cool. I like the container ship sort of base. Is pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah. It's quite an interesting theme, that.
I think so as well. Yeah, I do really like that. I actually think it's potentially, and I know I know Dave isn't a massive fan, but I think it's potentially take over Ninjago as well, to be honest.
Yeah, I think so too, yeah. I mean, it's kind of Ninjago and City and all that together, isn't it? And more, so I think it will be taking over most of their range, really. Lego stuff.
Yeah. I think that was my favourite build, is in the Ninjago City. I've got that, and that was a very good build. Lovely set, actually. I think they're bringing out a garden set, aren't they? Ninjago garden.
Oh, they are. Yeah, they are.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I may get that if it looks good to add to it.
Yeah.
And the Barracuda Bay is the next one I want to get.
Oh, yeah, Pirates as well, yeah.
Yeah, that'll be the next one I'll get, I think, the Barracuda Bay. But that challenge from Ideas, it looks different to the Ideas one.
Yeah, they always tend to change a little bit, don't they?
Yeah, I think they changed it for the worst on that, to be honest, in my opinion. But I do like it. It's a very nice set. Very, very nice set.
Yeah, same.
I mean, the Barracuda Bay, I must admit, I really quite like. I don't know whether I'd buy it, but I really do like it. It's a nice set.
What I like about those creator and idea set, they're not bagged. The bags aren't numbered, are they?
Aren't they?
So I think you have to just open it up and then build like you were when you were a kid.
Oh, I see, yeah.
A bit more exciting, isn't it?
Takes you twice as long, but yeah, it's more exciting.
I do have one complaint. You need more train stuff.
Dave and his trains.
I think I found my calling.
Yeah.
You know? But yeah.
There's not a lot of Lego trains though, is there?
No. But the resale value is stupid.
That's probably because there's not many out there, I should imagine, yeah.
No, I must admit, they used to do a range of trains. What was it? My own train or something like that. And I think they should go back into that, because people, it's like you buy the Hogwarts Express, you get one carriage with it. But people want more carriages, so start selling them.
You did say this, didn't you, in an earlier podcast, actually?
Yeah.
It's a good idea as well. Really good idea.
It's either that, or not necessarily you as a Bricklink seller, but I guess people do strip it down and resell the carriages on, make a few extra quid out of it, I guess, on Bricklink. It's crazy. So thanks for joining us this week on the Brick Post podcast. We thank Adam for joining us tonight.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
And we'll speak to you all soon. And don't forget, you can follow us at thebrickpost.com. You can find Adam on his Bricklink store at GreenFinger Bricks, or on Instagram, again on GreenFinger Bricks. So thanks for joining us, and good night.
Good night.